speaking of clicks, let's talk about this podcast.
Oh
Like,
my
what?
God.
This is the very first
What
episode.
podcast?
This is the
Charot.
very first episode that we've had. Actually, TMI, we actually like during the first year of the pandemic, we also planned to have a podcast, and we did have a few episodes with our friends as well. But medyo like something happened in the middle, and I think it was
Yeah.
my fault.
Diva problems. You know,
Diba
karang
problems like
mga
mga
artista,
artista
magdiva-diva
problems.
na
So
wala
what happened?
hitabo.
Like, anong why did we like what is this podcast about? And like for people who are listening in, like what will they expect with our future episodes?
Char, ano ako yung
Diba? Heavy
gipangutan
nga.
na ako si Direk?
Heavy kayang question. Sige go. Yeah, but yeah.
Oh my gosh. Wait. Okay, anyway, so the reason, okay, so hi sa mga listeners as if you weren't listening in already for the past how many minutes. Pero karang ang kwadyo dani is ang rason jud why we made this podcast is first of all wala may lingaw. Second of all, like ako ha, the reason why I came into this is
Okay.
I crave for kanang interactions like this nga kanang you know those types of interactions that you have with your friend that that only happens once in a blue moon, but whenever that happens you get recharged. So and I feel like we all have those types of friendships. Even to our listeners, I know you have that person in your life na you always keep on going back to whenever going through something, or even if you're very happy about something, you will have that person, whether that be your husband or your boyfriend. It doesn't even have to be a romantic relationship with a person. That person is just there. That person will be your constant. And so whenever you have these types of conversations with them, you always feel like home, and you feel like you feel good whenever you talk to them. And this podcast, and I've been craving for that kind of homey feeling, warm fuzzy feeling inside. So muna siya kay I live abroad, and my friends here are all new, and so I can never have that kind of feeling. So I guess for our listeners, we hope that if you tune in, murag, you feel home sad, and you feel, oh shit,
That's really
I resonate in a
yeah,
way.
that's really cool that you're talking about that. But for sure, eventually you'll find home with where you are now. But that's so I never
Oh,
thought about this. I never thought about that as like that. Yung where you
actually
want
karon na ako na think kay na
okay,
shook
okay,
so
okay.
kay mo gipangutan na.
Amo ba?
Kaya ang plano ako ay mangutan na nimo.
Mo ba? That's the plan, guy. Okay, but anyway, that's interesting that's interesting that that's the insight that you have with kanang with like creating this podcast. It's something that it's cozy, and like
Yeah.
it's a fuzzy podcast, because like I don't know, I don't know how it will come out if I listen to it, but I never thought of that way. Okay, for
That's why,
me,
yeah. Sige, go ahead.
okay, for me, I feel like I decided first of all, okay, Murag, this is like honestly,
Ano
this
ni
is a
appeal
very
ka ni? Why did you say
yeah.
yes?
I said like, so we were talking about that, like I think this was 2 weeks ago, right? Murag nag-start about this, and then I was like, okay, we did it already. We tried doing it with some of our friends as well, and it happened, and it lasted for some time, but I
Yeah.
think tungod kay Murag wala kaayo siya
Direction?
the way I was thinking about it, kay Murag, no, it had a lot of direction. That's the
Okay.
thing.
It had a
Murag, it
lot.
had a lot of direction. So Murag, and a lot of production involved. Murag, it felt kanang medyo taxing na for everyone involved.
Most
So for
especially
me,
you.
not really, but everyone involved
Okay.
for sure. It was like ikapoy na po siguro to sila. Muna siya. So I feel like that's something that I wanted to also should I do this or should I not do this? And what I
Okay.
realized about it na now is kanang I decided to do it was because number one, Jeana assured nga dili kay siya kapoy.
Ako,
And like,
I assured.
assure biya ka day, murag dili kayo siya
Oh,
kapoy.
yeah. I'll get
And
back to,
like,
I'll answer that point later. Sige,
di ba kayo,
padayon.
you said nga murag production will be on you, and like di ba grabe kayo, ako chigi explicitly say sa
So,
first
wala
episode
mo contracts, terms, and conditions.
there's no conditions. Ako lang ang
Contract sa'yo.
artista. And then like, I'll just be myself and perform. Charot. But what I realized about having podcasts like this, what I realized during the panorama is the fact that these are things that a lot of people don't really have. Like, ganang,
Podcast?
of course, nakakig podcasts.
Unsa di
But
ay?
when I'm listening to podcasts, like, kasi I'm a podcast person, wala pa yun ani nga podcast good nga murag
Wadi do.
there are definitely a lot of that or nga random kayo nga podcasts. Ang point lang is wala pa yung podcast nga kita. You know what I mean? Like
May podcast nga kita ang host.
yeah, like because I feel like we have unique perspectives and we have conversations that don't happen a lot. And being individuals who are distinct from each other, we have very, very different personalities.
Yeah.
And at the same time, we have very different lives. Like, and so those are things that need to be out there and just need to be like heard by people. Muna akong thinking.
Yeah.
And at the same time, I wanted to do something more productive, something useful with my time. Charmer, wala ko nag-study.
Warag law, no? So
but yeah, that's it. That's for me. I've always wanted man sad gid to be a multimedia person. I wanted to
be an artista.
I'm not sure if gana ko artista kasi like kapuyan ko charat yabi kayo ang levels no. That's an ambition that I have.
Di ba nadaan no pagari artista?
Definitely, I definitely had a dream of becoming like a radio DJ. Didn't you have that dream?
Oh yeah, I did for some time. Ito sikat si Inka Magnay.
Ba? Ako ever since I was like in elementary school, I've always wanted to become a radio DJ and have like a radio DJ who and be the person nga kanang modify gud certain boundaries, because like for example being a queer person, being non-binary and like being gay, it's kind of like you hear a lot of personalities nga like very big personalities about like when it comes to these things, but like we don't really have wala there's no Justein yet.
Why privacy? Why private queer loud person? Like
what I mean is like there's no, so you're saying a tanang queer person dili private.
But
wala pa Justein. I think that's my point. No, there's no Justein yet out there.
Okay, gets. Anyway, going back sa imuhang gichika ba nga, everything is on me.
Okay.
So mura akong gisulti sa sugod ra.
Mo ba?
Joke. You should have seen Justin's face, guys. Rattle. But anyway, ako masabot bitaw kayo. Yeah, it will be on me. And the reason why nga murag okay ra ko kay basically wala ra ko ibuhaton. Ako ra siya i-upload, mura man na. Dili ko mag production whatever. Kay the reason why I usapod sa ako ang sort of personal reason nga nung ginahan ko mag-podcast or why this podcast kay ako anxious person jud ko murag. To all the listeners out there, I super resonate with the overthinking, anxious, whatever. In fact, just getting this podcast started, daghan na ako gi-overthink. Murag, oh my God, unsa man ang episode 1? Unsa ang flow sa mga episode 1? To the point, naghimo kog spill, daghan kig details and stuff, pero wala na nahitabo, to be honest. Pero nag-rough, na ako, guideline. Unya, unsa ang pag-upload, asay upload, unsa ang among podcast logo. To the point kani.
Which we need to finish, by the way.
Which ako ang naka-assign gihapon unya kanang to the point ipalit kong stylos.
You're painting me to be like the lazy person.
Walay ambag person. Anyway. So, nipalit kong stylos, akong plano magpa-commission ta kog artist. Yan na siya. Ayaw pag-commission ng artist. Artist,
it's so expensive. That's so expensive.
That's true though. Pero, monto siya niya. hala, blah, 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 all these other things na nakamata kog 5 a.m. para lang magunahon og episode pag sure niya. And then I'm doing the exact opposite of what I don't want to be doing. Sakto ba? I'm doing the exact opposite of something that I would rather be doing. Kaya akong gusto unta nga approach ani nga podcast kay chill ako, dili ko mag-think of anything. Even though I'm the producer, I would try to approach it on a chill manner kay para ma-practice na ko akong self nga dili ko mag-overthink. Okay, so this will be my baby.
This is literally like a growth thing for you.
Yes, will be my growth thing for me. So that's why I have a
Grabe.
plant on my head.
Yes. Oh, di ba na yung message niya itong filter for the beginning.